Hi and welcome. So this is the Arctis Pro wireless headset from SteelSeries. I bought it because I'm a gamer and usually I've been pretty religious about using HyperX. This is the HyperX Cloud 2 headset, but as you may be able to tell, I had like a malfunction caused by my daughter's rabbit, which fell in love with the wire and chewed it over. So I had to buy a new one and weren't really, planning to do so. But then, given that circumstances, I had to look at, what's out there, and also, was pondering about, was there really a wireless headset that could live up to being a good gaming headset? Because headsets for me is much about being for gaming, and gaming for me is very much about having precise positioning sound. I play CSGO and have done so for many years, also back to 1.6 and even the betas. So sound is crucial in a game like that because you need to be able to tell where are your opponents, in which direction are they coming from, where are nades falling in from, and stuff like that. So sound is crucial in a game like that, and delays or imprecise sound or muddy sound is really not something you can live with in games like that. So I was pretty anxious about this, but read a couple of reviews, that didn't really focus that much on the gaming part of the headset, but more, let's say, as a normal, basic gaming headset or a PC headset, but not as much, let's say the more hardcore gaming part of it. And there were a little bit surprised for me because not only do you get this headset, which is really cool, but you also get this box, which sort of doubles as an equalizer and of course a wireless transmitter, but also as the charger for the 2 batteries that comes with this set. So let's just start out with the battery part of it, because of course with batteries in a headset there are some concerns. Is it too heavy? Because the battery of course weighs something, and how much is that? But that is just to start out with that is not a big concern because the battery is actually quite small, and I'm guessing we are in the range of like 50 grams or so that adds to the weight of the headset. So it's not that concern can sort of be crossed off. That's not a problem. Another concern could be, how about sound delays? Because this is a wireless system that could give problems about the sound being delayed from your computer. That's not a problem, so you can also remove that concern. This system uses a 2.4 gigahertz lossless format, which works out really great. I have seen no delays whatsoever, and or even had any problems with sound dropping off or stuff like that. So that concern also check that off your list. Then we can talk about how much time you can spend gaming with a headset like this, given that it uses a battery. Well, SteelSeries themselves claim that this headset can go for up to 10 hours. And that's actually pretty close to my experience in the 2 months that I've had this. And given that you actually have 2 batteries, so one is always in your headset, of course, but the other one then sits in this bay that you put the additional battery into, and then it's always charging. So you also always have a spare battery that are charging while you're using the headset. And the charging time is pretty fast, so you will always have an extra charged battery when the first one runs out. So again, really clever solution, and again, something you get what you pay for, I'm guessing here. But this is also a kind of expensive headset, but let's come back to that later. But we are in the steep price end here. Are there any other formats here that we could talk about with stuff that they had to sort of to remove, given that this is a wireless system? And yes, there is, but only if you compare this headset to really high-end wired headsets, because the frequency area that this system uses are equal and in some instances above some of the, let's say, the more casual or basic gaming headsets you can find out there on the market. But if you look at SteelSeries' owned high-end wired headset, the SteelSeries Arctis Pro Game DAC, then you will see a difference, because that headset is able to run in 24-bit 96 kilohertz frequency area, whereas this system, like many other headsets on the market, uses a 16-bit 44 kilohertz frequency. So of course that is a difference, given that the other headset has a wider range to use in transmitting sound. And I'm guessing the reason that this headset is not able to do so, because if they can do it on the other game DAC, why shouldn't they be able to do it in this? And I think they can, but I think the problem is when you have to transmit double the range wirelessly, then I'm guessing that pushes the bandwidth that they can use, given this wireless format that they are protocol that they are using. So that's one of the few compromises, but again, compromises compared to the highest headset wired out there on the market. It's not a comparison to the basic headsets, because there it's on par, or even in some instances above what you get out there. This DAC has an equalizer that you control using this knob, which has a really nice tactile feel to it. You have a small button just beside that, which is like a back button when this system works. The dial also works as a volume button, which you also have on the headset itself, with an equally tactile button that you easily can find on the back of the headset. The microphone is a standard pull-out microphone with a nice little touch of having a LED light that can shine red when it's muted. And the way you mute the microphone is using this push in, push out button. And again, that push element makes it quite easy to feel whether or not it's muted. But on top of that, you have the red light to give you an additional indicator that you have muted your microphone. That LED light, of course, cannot be seen if you put the windshield that also comes with this kit on top of the microphone, which is also why I've decided not to have it on for now, but haven't had any complaints from my teammates when I'm in Discord or equally sound systems with them. SteelSeries have a system called voice chat. Game chat, which is like a game mix system where you in your, for instance, Discord, you can set the output to be a specific unit that is called like game chat, which makes it possible for you in the game to use one output unit. It's pretty, again, it's the headset in both instances, but what that does is that you can turn up and turn on and off, up and down for the of the Discord system without that influencing your game sound. So you can sort of, if your teammates are too loud, you can turn them down, or by equally turning Discord down, or turn it up if they are too low. And you can do that in game without having to jump into Discord and fiddle with the levels, but just doing that either on this unit, or you also have the volume dial. If you push that in, you can you also see a dial on the DAC, which you then can move like a slider. You can move back and forth to find the correct level, which works out really great. It's not something I use that much, but ever so often I find myself playing with someone, you know, which are at a different microphone level than what I'm used to with my other teammates. And that just gives me an easy way of adjusting that to the level that I prefer without having to jump back into Discord and changing that. Really clever. Right. We also have a few buttons here on the other side of the headset, which are for Bluetooth control and power on and power off. So the Bluetooth part makes it possible for you to control your phone with your headset and pick up calls on your headset if you want to do that. So it doubles as like a normal headset, and you can also play music from your phone if you want to do that. You also have, let's just see what that is, a micro USB port, which you can use for charging the headset if you are on the go with it. So you don't need to charge the batteries using this. You can also just use it by plugging it into a normal micro USB charging unit. Right. So great headset. When it comes out of the box, I was kind of surprised by that the sound was, the best way I can describe it is a little bit flat. So I originally was, a little bit worried that the sound was nowhere as rich as I wanted it to be, and that positioning sounds was also not on par with what I was used to with my HyperX Cloud headset. But that was quickly solved by simply using the equalizer and tuning in and making my own profile that better suited a game like CSGO, where it's again very important to have extremely precise positioning sound. So out of the box, don't worry about the sound experience, because at default, it's not that good. It has like 5 different profiles, but none of them are really suited for gaming. Pro gaming. I'm not a pro gamer per se, but I'm a gamer that takes my gaming seriously enough to want the same sound quality as pro gamers do. So again, you need to make a profile that's a little bit different than what it comes out of the box. You can have many profiles, and that is possible to do both on this DAC itself, or you can do it using the SteelSeries engine software that you can also install to control this. So 2 options there. But once I booted up Counter-Strike for the first time, and were a little bit worried about the sound levels, I noticed something that I hadn't read about this headset. Of course, read a couple of reviews before I bought it. And something surprised me about that. I suddenly saw some information that I actually thought were pretty cool on a headset like this, because in games like Counter-Strike, the SteelSeries DAC actually picks up some of the game information and shows it during the game. And let me just show you what I'm talking about here.
Before we jump in game, let me just show you the 2 important features here. One is chat mix, where you can control the levels between the game and the voice system, and the other one is the equalizer, where you can firstly see here my custom profile and the default one that comes out of the box. But again, I suggest you make your own. Now let's jump in game.
May we be safe from evil over this area. Affirmative. Terrorists win. We did that simply. Let's go, let's go. Flashbang! Move it! Guard this area. Correct. Only one does still opposes us. Molotov! Throw in a flashbang! Terrorists win. We shall slave wheel tonight.
So pretty cool actually with that type of information during games. Again, it's not crucial, it's not a game changer per se, but it's actually something that I find myself quite useful, because I try not to hit tab too much in game to look at the stats. But the way this does it by round N, it actually works out quite well, and it's just a nice little touch that they use those type of informations that you more and more see that games are exposing with open API so that software or other hardware units can pick up that information and use it for something. The other examples would be that you can see some keyboards with RGB lighting can, for example, turn red when you are very low on health in game. That's your other typical example of what you could do with that type of information. Again, nice little touch, and a good example that SteelSeries, are building stuff for gamers, and found why not use this display for more than just the equalizer and volume information, and show some game information during in game. Nice little touch. So how much is this headset? Well, right now on Amazon you can pick it up for just about $290. It comes in 2 colors, black and white, and that is of course a good chunk of money to use on a headset. So this is not for everyone, but it is something, wireless of course is something that has a value, because like for me, I can see that my position when gaming is a little bit different, because I was always conscious about my headset wire on my old headset, where it was, and sometimes it annoyed me because it hit my arm or something like that. And when you are gaming, you just don't want to be disturbed or have any inputs that annoys you. So the wireless part works out really great. It's not too heavy at all, and the adjustment part is actually also better than on my old. It uses this ski band principle, where you have this inner piece of cloth that you can adjust using this Velcro, but that means that it actually sits there and will not move once you've adjusted to your preference. Where the old headsets like the HyperX uses this type of push system, which is very easy to push out of position. So it just, you always need to find, what's your preferred position on this, and then, make sure you try not to move it too much, but it's impossible pretty much to have it sit tightly in the same position. So this system works out better because it's really rock solid and will not move due to the Velcro. What else can we talk about here? Yeah, is it worth the money? Yeah, for me, yes. Given also that I play VR games and have a VR headset, and again here, VR headsets themselves have a lot of wires that are easily being tangled, and with a wireless headset, that's just one wire less for me to be tangled into. So again, that works out really great, and the 10-hour battery life makes it really a no-brainer about that being a concern for that you in game all of a sudden have no audio, because you get clear notifications both acoustic and on the display when the headset is nearing battery shift, and you can shift batteries in game, and you can do that quite quickly. So just to give you the example here, let's change the battery. Oh, that was the wrong one. So you pull this up, take this out, then you put that out, put the other one in, put the right way, like that. Now this one is charging if it was connected, and you put that one back in, put the cup back on, and you're set to go. So again, like a minute or so at the max, and then you have 10 new hours of gaming before you need to do that again. So it's really not a problem, and I think that's also part of the value package here, that they did put 2 batteries in this package, because this is meant for the high-end market, and it feels in many ways like a high-end product. So I can recommend it, but of course, can you buy cheaper headsets with the same, let's say, sound profile? Of course you can. So you do pay quite a lot of money for the wireless part. And again, then it's up to you if that's worth it for you. In my instance, I would say it is. But again, you can find this headset, sometime on offers, and I would recommend that, because at full price, it's a lot. But sometimes, you can pick up an even better price when it's on sale. So that's perhaps my best recommendation if you want to go with the headset. You know, have a price alert or something like that set up on Price Runner or similar, and then, you know, yeah, once the good deals comes, you know, press buy. That's pretty much what I had for you on this product. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, just drop me a comment and I'll try to answer it. See you next time.